Hey guys! So, I am here to talk to you all today about how I know that I'm a lesbian. Okay, so I'm 20 years old and I identify as a lesbian, and I know that oftentimes I would come on YouTube and I would search like coming out stories and, breaking down stereotypes and things. So, I found some of them helpful, but for the most part, I didn't find them helpful at all. So I thought I would give it a try and see if I could be of any use by adding my story. Okay, so I don't remember this, but apparently when I was about 3, um, one time I was talking to my mom and I was telling her there was this little neighbor girl that I used to play with, and her name was Laura. And so I told my mom that I was going to marry Laura. And my mom freaked out a little bit. And she told me, you can't marry a girl, Angela, you have to marry a boy. And I was like, why? And she said, that's just what you do. Girls marry boys and boys marry girls. The end. And so I thought about it. And then I came back to my mom later and I was like, I know. I'll dress up like a boy and then no one will know. And I don't remember, but apparently she did not take to it as keenly as I thought she would. In any case, after that, I don't remember ever even thinking about girls or anything. Like, all through elementary school, I mean, I was kind of tomboyish, but not really. I climbed trees and I played outside a lot, but I mean, it was nothing out of the ordinary. It was nothing that stood out. And I don't remember ever even thinking about girls that way until I hit puberty. And then when I was about 11 or 12, I used to play um, doctor with some of my other neighbors when I moved to Hawaii. Because before I had been in the conservative South, and then I had this radical change to liberal Hawaii, and everything was topsy-turvy. And I used to play doctor with my neighbors. And they never wanted to go as far as me. Not that we went far at 11 and stuff, but they never wanted to play as long as I did. They never were as enthusiastic about it as me. And so I think that was probably when I had the first inkling of an idea that I was different than them, or at least that they were boring. And then, when I was 13, I had this friend named Nicole. And at the time, I thought I just admired her and looked up to her and wanted to emulate her, be just like her or something. Because I did everything that she said to do, and I did everything that she did. Like, she started writing a diary, so I started writing a diary. I still keep one to this day. But I remember little things about her, like how she would always hold her hands in her back belt buckle pockets, and her hip bones would like jut out, and how she always wore black nail polish, and she would always crack her knuckles like this, and little weird things like how she would smile down and stuff. It was cute. Anyway, one day I was at her house and we were watching American Pie, and we were talking on the phone to these boys that we liked at the time, and they dared us to kiss each other just like the girls in American Pie. And now the boys couldn't see us, so we could have lied and said we did, but we kissed. And I think I realized then something was drastically different. I freaked out completely, and I told all my friends, my other friends, that Nicole was a lesbian and that she had attacked me and that they shouldn't hang out with her because she was weird. The funny thing is that Nicole's straight today, and I'm not. But anyway, I was in utter denial, and I remember the thoughts would occur to me sometimes, and I would freak out, and I would think over and over again in my head, I can't be if I don't want to be, I can't be if I don't want to be, and I would just not think about it anymore. And I had a succession of boyfriends all through high school, one boyfriend after the other. But the thing is that I could only date them for about 2 weeks at a time before they would really start to irritate me. Or at least I would try and find something about them that would irritate me as an excuse to break up with them. So I had a lot of boyfriends, but they didn't last long. And then I kind of fully realized that I was gay when I was 16, but I didn't tell anybody until I was 18, when I came to college. And I started kind of hinting towards some of my new friends in college that I might be bi. I wouldn't tell them anything else. And they all had completely unexpected responses. They were really supportive and they acted like it wasn't a big deal. And it was so nice to be able to talk about it as if it was not a big deal and to talk about it naturally with them and for them not to judge me and them to hang out with me anyway. So I got this idea then that, well, I don't care if people don't accept me anymore. If they don't accept me, then they're not real friends. And I started telling everybody, one step at a time. And then I told my family. And it was really liberating. And so now I've had a girlfriend for 6 months. Well, she's not my girlfriend anymore, but it's better than the 2-week relationships that I had in high school. I make some progress. So anyway, that's my coming out story. I hope that helps, or gives some insight into the lesbian world. More to come.